There are a lot of myths surrounding breastfeeding, so let's talk about that. Something that you may hear remnants of is that formula is healthier for babies, or something along those lines, because formula companies pushed that narrative decades ago until they were largely scienced into oblivion. Now, the evil whisper in your ear that you'll hear much more commonly is that sure, breast milk is good, but you might not have enough. Myth. Unless you're in one of those rare exceptional categories I mentioned before, this simply isn't true. I think I see this most frequently with new mothers who start to nurse on day 1, but are distraught because they feel like their milk isn't coming in, and they then end up formula feeding instead. This is simply giving up too early. The truth of the matter is that it does take some time for milk to come in, but the colostrum that comes first is highly nutritious for babies, and babies usually only take about 5 milliliters of breast milk on the first day of life anyway. Not only is this normal, but it's actually very important, as breastfeeding the baby, even if it's only colostrum, is what will help stimulate the rest of the breast milk to come in and increase production. Whereas if you quit too early, the positive feedback loop will never have the chance to fully start. It really takes a couple of days for the quantity of breast milk to increase significantly, and multiple early breastfeeding attempts are what helps stimulate that milk to come in. Another common myth is that breastfeeding should hurt, which is simply not true, and if it is hurting too much, then that may be a reason that a mother is reluctant to or chooses not to breastfeed. The truth is that if breastfeeding is hurting, then most likely the baby's latch isn't very good. Most often this is because not enough of the breast is in baby's mouth, only the nipple is, when really the nipple should be reaching back towards the back of baby's throat near the palate, sparing the nipple from excessive pressure. If breastfeeding is causing a lot of pain, then again, I would strongly recommend meeting with a lactation specialist to help with troubleshooting. Another myth is that you'll have to stop breastfeeding if you go back to work or school, or whatever you may be doing. This one is admittedly a bit more tricky, because it is definitely harder to accommodate, and I recognize that resuming normal activity is rarely a mother's first choice. However, I say this is a myth because even if separation from a newborn is necessary, pumped breast milk can still be fed to them. Federal law in the United States requires workplaces above a certain number of employees to make reasonable accommodations and provide a separate room that is not a bathroom for pumping breast milk, and they are required to pay through the time spent pumping milk. Pumping will allow milk production to continue, and milk can be stored and saved so that it can be provided to the infant wherever they are being watched.